Did I go live? Okay, I did go live. I forgot. I pressed the button. How y'all doing? I'm sorry I'm late. Everything's happening like crazy right now. So I actually wanted to go live 30 minutes ago, but then I had several conversations that were critical about the situation, hearing some things that are happening. And also, yeah, not right now. Ugh. 1 second. It's important. I'm so sorry. Anyway, things are moving fast and we are operating in all kind of different levels. And it's probably going to be like alarms tonight, as they promised, maybe in an hour or so. So I wanted to go live earlier, but I ended up being caught up in a different things. Anyway, here's what's happening. A lot of people are now covering Israel, Iran, and the situationship that we have, in lack of better words, a war. And somebody sent me yesterday live from Metatron or something like that, and he was like, "Okay, so does anyone understand what's going on in Iran and Israel, whatever is happening?" And seriously, they gave up like names, like I don't know, like stupid names. First of all, a lot of them, if they claim to know anything, they claim to know something about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, like Norman Finkelstein. That's one of the names that were commonly thrown to the air. And I think a lot of people don't understand that just because somebody claims to know the Arab-Israeli conflict, that doesn't mean they understand the Iranian-Israeli conflict. And those are completely different, like very different. Yeah, I know it sounds similar because, Iran sponsored Hamas to do October 7th, and they're also Muslims, and there are like, but the conflict, but it's such a different world. It's such a different mindset. For example, I can tell you that I've met many Iranians throughout my life, and I have a lot of Iranian friends, and even Iranians that wear complete burqa that I met or my friends met. You know what they all had in common? They all love Israelis. Right, so the sentiment is completely different. And they hate Arabs, by the way. Persians hate Arabs. So this is something that, like, if somebody, I think Jordan Peterson likes saying that a lot, that Iran is willing to fight until the last Arab. I think this is also a misunderstanding of Iran, because Iran being an occupation and the history of Iran. So Iran has a very long history with fighting with Arabism. Arabs occupied Iran. They almost eliminated Persian. They almost deleted the Persian culture. They almost managed to do that. And I think it was like in the 11th, 12th century that the Persians took their language and they decided to revive it. So a lot of times people mention Hebrew as a language that was revived, but Persian was also revived. Arabic almost killed it, and to this day, the Persian that they speak is, was infected, like I don't know how to say it, by Arabic. And right now what's happening is that together with the sentiment that is, let's say, even if you have Persians who don't like Jews, you cannot not understand their dislike for Arabs and the way they think of them. And that this completely changes the dynamic, which means that Arabs and Persians and Iranians are enemies. They are not friends. And whatever cooperation they have between them, it's with those segments, with fringe segments in Iran that believe that Israel is like the Jews are even worse than the Arabs. But it's all fake. So that, and so the thing that needs to be understood about Persia, about the Iranian people, and first of all, like only 50% of Iran is Persian, but whatever. The Iranian people fought against the occupation, the Islamic occupation, from the get-go. They always had that relationship. Like some were extremely religious. Like I think Mashhad and cities that became very Islamic versus others that took some elements from the Islamic culture, but then wanted to protect the Persian culture. Like there was always this dynamic. So it's more complicated. And and therefore, like it's not the same thing as to try to describe a relationship that we have with the Palestinians, where it's there with the vast majority of them. Like, let's be fair, it's fight to the end, right? It's like Persians are like the Iranians are. It's a bit is way more. It's more complex. I don't know if way more, like actually way more, because because like I think the complexity of it's us or them situation is kind of zero. The only complexity that is there is the added complexity where people are like, oh no, but recognizing that it's an us or them situation doesn't sound good. So let's pretend it's something else. And then people make up stories, and that's the added complexity. But it's not complex. It's an us or them. Like nobody with like it's a complete like basic role, nothing in common, whatever. And so yeah, and it's true. Khamenei is Azeri Turkish. Somebody's saying, yeah, he's part of. This is why they call it like the Islamic Regime occupation as well. But this adds another layer of complexity. Khomeini was an Arab, right? The one who led the revolution in '79. He was at least 50%, I think, Iraqi Arab, Shiite Iraqi Arab. So he wasn't even Persian. So that's added complexity of like these figures are not even necessarily Persian. So Iran always had this struggle, right? Like of preserving their Persian language, preserving their identity. Because if you look around, what language is spoken in Iraq? What language is spoken in Syria? What language is spoken in Egypt? All those places had their own languages, believe it or not. Like, guess what? There was a language called Coptic. That was the language of Egypt, not Arabic. Why is it Arabic now? Why is it Arabic in Libya? Iran is special. Iran fought against it. Iranians fought against the annihilation of their own culture. They fought extremely hard to preserve it. And obviously, one of the things that the regime is doing is to try to delete. Maybe they're not fighting Persian as much, but they're trying to delete their history. So this is why it was so aggravating for Persians, for Iranians, the comment that Trump made about calling the Persian Gulf an Arab Gulf. It's like you basically declared a war on the Iranians when you say that the Persian Gulf is an Arab Gulf. Under the Shah almost went to war against the Arabs on something similar because there was an Arab airline. Now it's called Gulf Airlines. And before that, it was called the Arab Gulf Airlines. And on that naming, on that choice of name, where it was clear that they meant the Persian Gulf, the Shah was like, we're going to go. That's a declaration of war, and we're going to go and fight you. Right? Because you are erasing our history. And they're very sensitive to that erasure that is happening. So the rising lion, right? The choice to bring back the glory of Iran, the glory of Persia. It's not the occupation that they're suffering from right now. They need a revival. And a lot of people believe in that. It's true, but that with time, the Islamic elements and the Persian elements, they fused, and some people adopted more of that, some people adopted more of these. But even saying Farsi instead of Parsi, why do you say Farsi? The reason you say Farsi is because the Arabic language doesn't have a P. It's supposed to be Parsi, not Farsi. So even saying that in Iran would get you, like people would scold you for saying Farsi like you're an Arab instead of saying Parsi like a P. So I'm not necessarily claiming to be an perfectly have perfect expertise in that either, but I the amount of like the fact that people call and name people that are supposedly, I mean, even in the Palestine-Israel conflict, obviously they make everything up. Anyone who says anything but that's a war of complete, like only one option, they lie. That's for starters. So, but they can pretend, they can pretend to know something. But Iran is a different story. It's a completely different story. And I do get messages now like saying, hey, listen, everything, everything that is happening right now, like people don't understand, like they conflate the situation. They don't understand that the Iranians are themselves, like how long is the fight that they were fighting for to preserve their own culture against the Islamic occupation, which is now the Islamic regime of Iran. And they had obviously imported a lot of people, Afghans, Arabs, into Iran as well to act their sword sometimes. So you have that going on, but it's complicated in a sense that there is a fusion there. Iran is like there are some interesting dynamics there, and it's a spectrum. So there is a fusion between the Islamic and the Persian there that you need to maybe understand how to navigate a bit more. But it's a different story. On a personal level, one story that is very famous is Atzalat Koresh. The Koresh in English is, oh my God, why did I forget his English name? It's not that hard. Koresh. Okay, somebody in the comments tell me. Forgot it. I'll read there are a couple of super chats I'm gonna read until I remember the declaration that was made by Koresh, which has his Cyrus. Thank you. Yes, Cyrus the Great. So Cyrus. So after the Jews went to the Babylonian exile, and they were allowed. So there is a decree that was written by Cyrus the Great, king of Persia, that allowed the Jews to return to Zion. Many believe that it might be him that was regarded as the Messiah being a human king that returned his people, not his people, they returned the Jews to Israel. So he had a decree. And there is a joke, I talked about, I posted a video I made a year ago, this common myth, right? So that the Persians freed the Jews and allowed them to go back home. And and now we're saying, okay, it's time to free the Iranian people from that Islamic occupation as well. All right, let me go through the comments here. Brandon left, and thank you for your support. Do you think Turks and Persians have a lot in common because both have strong secular populations but are ruled by Muslim psychos? No, absolutely not. I'll explain. See, the Turks were barbaric tribes, like the Mongols. It's like you have the Turkic Mongolian tribes. They adopted Islam, not because they were conquered, but because they were, let's say, the core value of brutality aligned. So there was a perfect alignment between the Turkic tribes and Islam, except that they kept eating pork and drinking alcohol. But they officially adopted Islam, and when the Arabs look at them and wrote about them, they were like, wait, they still eat ham, and like feastingly so, and they drink like pigs, and while they eat pigs, are they really Muslim? And then there's like, but they do jihad, which is the most important thing that you could do, right? They go around and they conquer. They're conquerors, like the Mongols were. So they were brutal murderers, conquerors. So that's the Turks. And they didn't care about the alcohol and ham part, but they really liked the brutality part. The Persians, on the other hand, they were a real civilization. Very different mindset, very different. All right, David Sumner, filmmaker, thank you for your support. God willing, this time next year, the new democratically elected government of Iran will be opening its embassy in Jerusalem. Yes, amen. Mashallah. Like, no, mashallah is like, whatever. Don't ask me. I'm too confused with everything that's happening. I forgot my Hebrew, my Arabic. I also thought, like, how do you say it in Baruch Hashem? No, it's not. It's when something already happened. I don't know. I forgot all the languages right now. Oh, well. I don't really usually use any religious terms. Oh, speaking of which, somebody right now sent me images. Iranians stand with Israel. Cyrus the Great, Khamenei the Terrible. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, who is that? Where is that? I don't know where that is. Let me ask, where is that? Before I show you, somebody sent to me. Shana, nice to see you here. Glenn Beck did a video on why Iran is not Iraq. Dave Smith and the other idiots don't understand. Persians and other Iranians love Jews. You are natural allies in the region. It's the regime. Yeah, 100%. There is also speaking from a geopolitical standpoint, or geopolitical. Like if you look at the geography, it makes perfect sense for Israelis and for Jews and Persians to be allies. Yeah. Jack, the lion shows its mighty teeth. God bless Israel. Amen. Thank you so much for your support. So, yeah, officially, Israel's operation, officially, I don't know how official it is because clearly it contradicts everything that, all the messages that are being made. One sec, I want to drink some tea. Yeah, maybe we should watch something because I feel like I talked a lot and I'm tired now. Yeah, I don't feel like I talked straight for 15 minutes. That gets you tired. So something that we have to go through is to understand like what are the options right now, like how it can go. Yeah, so let's play something in the meantime so I can rest. Are you guys saying anything smart? Brendan, thank you for your educational moment, but it's just because like my brain is too busy digesting all the things that are coming from Iran right now that I forgot how to speak my native language. Hello, okay. Nice to see you, Tora Worldwide. Oh, that might be fun. You guys want to watch it? Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's watch the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes is when he says something that is interesting. After that, he just talks nothing. Says nothing usually. Let's see. What's going on? There is some time. Oh, there is 4 minutes. Let's watch some of the messages from nothing yet. I wonder where my phone is. I should have it close by. This is where they sent. Oh, okay. Let me show you this thing actually. So I opened that just to show you. For those who are worried about me sitting, not in the worst case scenario, I'm gonna move everything to the shelter. I'm gonna drag you with me, maybe depends. But here's what I wanted to show you. Where is it? I opened it before. Did I close it? Not. Oh, here. Found it. Okay. Okay, so they just updated 10 minutes ago that we need to stay close to the shelter. And but I want to show you one thing. Okay, let me show you my screen. I don't know why. Like there's that's not what I'm looking at. Why is it so weird? Do I need to like refresh it? Like what's happening? Okay. Oh, I see. No, I don't know. Okay. All right. Can we do a prettier setup like this? No, this is too small now. Like this? No, very too small. Okay, fine. Let's do this one. No. Where's the previous one? The normal one. Come on. This one? No. I'm special. I'm special. That's the only excuse I have. Fine, I'll just, doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Okay, let's do and okay. Yes, LOL. All right, let me find it. So by the way, the whole week is gonna be probably gonna have to stay somewhere close to the shelter. They're not gonna be in school. So there are a lot of them, but this is not. Here, this is the thing I wanted to show you. And I kind of wonder if I could do like this magic trick. It's only this one, this part here. Like I know there is this magic trick where you can like translate the page. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Translate English. Oh, maybe it's gonna be like normal English. And no one, thank you so much for your support. You guys like this stream, comment, and everything like that as well. So, following the deaths of 3 civilians hit by Iranian missiles, the Home Front Command is expected to create 4 new warning stages for citizens. Pre-launch for the barrage, 15 to 30 minutes before the firing, citizens will receive notification on their phone in the Home Front Command app, which I don't think I have. Wait, I thought you get it anyway. What is this? According to which they should prepare to stay near a fire control unit. Is that really what it said in Hebrew? A mamad is a shelter? Mamad? I think that's supposed to be near a shelter. Near advanced guidance allowed warning based on SMS based on location with the identification of the barrage departure about 10 minutes before. See, that's awesome. So I don't have the app, so I'm not gonna get the 15 minutes warning, but gonna get the 10 minutes warning, which is like perfect for me to like pack up my computer and go down. But the thing is gonna be harder is gonna be sharing my screen. This is maybe I should like bring, I don't know. Okay, so after that, 10 minutes before, and then regular sirens about a minute and a half before, and improving the release of city. So basically what happened is that they would write, okay, stay in the shelter until you are, until there is a message saying like there are. Here's the thing, they wouldn't tell you directly to your phones. It was like, until somebody says that you can leave. And now they're gonna say enter until further notice. So the notice was not very noticeable. But there's gonna be full release upon notification. So now they're gonna send notification again in an app that I don't have. Okay, fine. Maybe it's gonna be similar to before, except the 10 minutes. So, no, it's not an app. It's an app. You know, this one says an app. This one doesn't have it. Okay, so this one is going to be a regular message, not an app. All right, that's the exciting part. How are you going without food and water? I don't know. I have tea. I think that's water. I have chocolate here. I think I'll survive for the next day. Speaking of which, Mansour did a tour of his Tel Aviv huge Cold War bunker. Mansour, we were supposed to go live together today, actually. Where is he? Actually, we were supposed to go live yesterday, but then it was exactly when the siren started, so we postponed it. What get Mansour on? Well, let me try. Let me ask him. Wanna come to a live, dear Mansour? Let's see what's other interesting. Oh, fuck. When do you need this for? There are a couple of things that I'm kind of coordinating behind the scenes. You want to hear something? So because of the, I don't know how many of you understand the dynamics of a dictatorship, but one unfortunate side effect is that people cannot trust each other. And therefore, they try to go through different, like they use the third parties, aka Israelis and Jews, to communicate with each other, you know, because they don't trust each other. That's the truth. That's the reality of it. So they use us to communicate, and this is something I'm doing from time to time. Yesterday. Shit, this is important. What do I do? Oof. Iranians trust each other, people. I mean, don't trust each other. There is a good reason why it's hard to trust each other when there's a situation like that. Yeah, middleman. IDF alert. Is there? Shit. Oof. I need to move. Let me see. I don't see it. Mansour is cool. I think so too. I don't see an alert yet, but there is so much information to digest about what's going on. Are there alerts? Okay, fine. I'm gonna move. But then I cannot show you my screen. What do I do? Do I take you with you? Should I carry a screen with me? You know what? Let me carry the screen. I have some time. All right. Okay, everybody. I hope you're ready to go to shelter. It's gonna take a minute. Mansour is live? That bitch went live without me? Sorry for the language. We're in good relationship, don't worry. Okay, I'll carry you with you. Rebecca, okay, fine. I'll go to the Mamad, okay, fine, you guys. Fine, if you guys want me to leave so badly. All right. I'm gonna remove myself from the stage from, like, what do I do? Or maybe I should just keep talking. No, it's not. I'm gonna remove. So, okay, fine. All right, you guys, I'm gonna remove myself. Okay, go to shelter. Fine. Okay, are you ready? It's gonna take us several minutes, so I hope you're okay waiting for me. Okay, I'm gonna remove my Hey everybody, how's the sound? What are you talking about? You're some of you are still here. That's impressive. Nice. All right. Oh, wait, I can't believe somebody's sending something important. And I'm live right now. What do I do? Oh, you guys, fine. It's gonna be okay. I told him I'm live. Hopefully he'll manage. Okay. That's one. Okay, so looks like right now there are sirens in the north. Hooray, yes, hooray. Hello everybody. I'm so glad I'm glad you have a screen. We can see your cute face. Well, okay, there's gonna be okay, let's see what's going on. Let's just put something for entertainment right now. Here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's put that. Down. Okay, let's watch it now. Nova from the start. You can hear it? Everything good? Okay, let's start. I'm set up. Okay, people are even returning, some of them. Okay. Are you guys excited to be in the shelter with me? It's not a perfect bunker, so I wonder if you're gonna hear something. Wait, there is no sound? You're saying no sound, no sound? You cannot hear? Oh, sure, I'm sorry. Hey, Relic Tribes, I feel like I haven't seen you here in a while. I have concerns for spread of radiation from Iran's certain sites due to strategic actions Israel took. I don't want another Chernobyl to happen. Nobody wants another Chernobyl to happen, but I don't know what happened right now. Why is there no sound? Okay, let me try to see. Just read his lip, he said, bingo is cancelled. You guys are funny. Anyway, Relic Tribes, nice to see you. Thank you for your support. Okay, let me see. I wonder why you cannot hear him. You should be able to hear him. Let me check out the settings. Audio. Let me see. Okay. Let me try something. I think I had this bug before, where it wouldn't share the sound. Maybe I can download this video. No, it doesn't let me download it. All right, let's think. You cannot hear it, right? There is no sound. All right, chat is so insightful. This is why I come here. Fascinating. So I don't need to work. That's what you're saying. Oh, okay, I can actually. Yeah, I know there is no sound for Bibi. I can do something weird. I can play what he says on my screen. I don't promise a perfect sound or synchronization. That's gonna be funny. Oh, he's nice. Sorry, that's me, not Bibi. Hope you guys are okay with that. Mm-hmm. And also check what's going on. I want to start by wishing a double happy birthday. Can you hear that now? I know it's not. Let me try starting those both things at the same time. Nah, I want to see the Imam say Ayatollahs go blue light of Allah. Lol. Yeah, me too. Yeah, you guys, of course, you guys hear it. I play it on my iPad. So it's the same mic as myself. Okay, let's play together. No. I want to start by wishing a double happy birthday. First, happy birthday to you, President Donald Trump. You've been an extraordinary leader, decisive, courageous, clear vision, clear action. You have done great things for Israel. You've been an extraordinary friend to the Jewish state and to me personally. We've known each other for many years, and we appreciate what you're doing now, helping protect Israeli lives against the criminal regime in Iran. I want to wish also a 250th happy birthday to the American Army, the men and women. Anyone and everywhere. Could you not hear it now? No sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No sound. Now, yes. If you can hear me, you should hear Bibi as well, because it's the same source. Weird. By defending ourselves, we're also defending others. We're defending our Arab neighbors, our Arab friends in peace. We're defending Europe. We're helping defend also the United States, which helps us all the time in our defense. This is an important mission. Right now, the Iranian regime is bombing our civilian neighborhoods while we are targeting the terrorists. I'm so tired. Now, this is not new. Okay, I don't know what to do. 1 second. I kind of wanted to play from the computer audio. Like, it's such a weird bug. Maybe this. This one gonna suck. Yeah, no, I don't. Oh, I forgot I had that bug when it comes to this. Okay, whatever. No, it wasn't working. What I do is that I play it on my iPad and I pretend that this comes from the video, but it's not from the video, it's from my iPad. Meaning like I'm literally holding an iPad here. See? And you have a screen here as well. That's why you can hear it. Oh, whatever. We're gonna do that until I figure this out, and then I'll just go to reading Twitter.
They tried to assassinate President Trump twice.
I think, where is it? I don't know. It's 1:40 in here, 1:30. Okay, so this one is a bit too early. Okay, now it's going to be synchronized. Otherwise, it would drive me crazy. Are you kidding? Why is there no audio? Can you hear me? Did I do something? No, it's important. I want you to hear. Can you hear me? Such a weird bug. Yeah, should be hearing me. Okay, you can hear me. Such a weird thing. Okay, maybe. I don't know, you guys. What do I do? Okay. What earphone are you using? I don't know if it's related. The Iranians don't have to recruit anybody for that. They have. Yeah, by the way, how does it feel right now? I swear I'm not dying with you. Listen, okay, I'm in shelter right now. I don't know if you noticed, but like I'm in shelter. Trying to let you guys know what's happening because obviously nobody's giving you the real deets. By the way, if there's somebody who's good, I don't know why I pressed on by mistake, sorry. Just so you know, I have a computer engineering degree, so it's not that I don't have technical knowledge, is that it's hard to split the focus enough to do it real time. And I sometimes forget to do it before real time. So, and sometimes, I mean, every time. It's like in real life, I was like, oh shit, I had to take care of it. And then, you know, when the life ends, I like out of life, out of mind kind of situation. So I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I just subscribed. Welcome, Blue Flash. Everybody subscribe, like. All right, let me just tell you things that are So it actually kind of aligns with something I've heard with someone who had like who works a lot with other people. Anyway, from one of my sources, whatever. Let me be mysterious like that. So what Bibi is now saying, and I don't know if you could hear him, it was saying that there are indications that a lot of the regime people are fleeing the country. And here's the interesting thing that I heard somebody speculate. He said, actually, he thinks that Khamenei had some sort of a deal. He was like, okay, eliminate all my commanders, but leave me alive. Because here, the situation, so I don't know if you ever heard about Khamenei's psychology, but he's nuts. Like, that dude is insane. And he genuinely believes he's some sort of a prophet. Like, people who met him, you should, like, I don't know if you guys, did you, any of you ever listen to somebody who described how it is like to meet him personally? I know one person who managed to do that, and the way she did it is because she is, so to do that, to infiltrate, so you know, she had to do something that is a bit very iffy. So the Iranian regime had a very big problem infiltrating the Yemenite structure. So the Houthis, now there is this whole narrative that they are the same, they believe in Shia, and that they have like some connections with Iran because of their beliefs. In reality, that is not true. The Houthis are just a tribe, and their beliefs were not that different necessarily from other Yemenites. But they had created this whole narrative because Iran was actually a sponsor. So to justify the sponsorship, they created this narrative of like ideological alignment. But to get to the Houthis are one of those, like, they are super tribal, extremely tribal. And that lady was married to one of them, or I think she was married to one of them, infertility somehow. And because of that, and then she moved to Iran, and she was invited, she helped them to make connections. So she was the link that allowed the Iranians to get in touch with the Houthis, because the Houthis were so tribal, it was very hard to have any kind of communication with them. So that was the link. And because she did that, she did manage to climb all the way to meeting Khamenei. And since then, like, she lived there for years, and then she escaped Iran. And here's the thing, she says Khamenei 100% believes he is some sort of a prophet, and he is the one person that is meant to meet up with the 12th Imam that disappeared, or is it I think it's the 12th Imam in Shia, right? And he is supposed to be the one that welcomes him. And he has this grandiose, like, he believes he is a god. And if it means if his mission would be to destroy the whole world, he would destroy the whole world. Like, this is how much he believes he's a god. And that is his mission, right? But on the other hand, because he believes he's a god, there might be a chance, it's not 100%, but it's a speculation, that he believing that he's the one that is supposed to meet the 12th Imam and stuff like that, he needs to stay alive. So that's an interesting theory that I've heard, that he actually was the one who was like, you know what, how about you get all the commanders and let me escape, or something like that. That's a speculation I've heard, which is interesting. So anyway, maybe he's running to Russia right now or whatever, just trying to get away. I mean, obviously it's just a narcissistic megalomaniac, maybe schizophrenic kind of sociopath that wants to stay alive and makes up stories to excuse his want to stay alive, but you know, whatever. sure they'll get replacement for Khamenei once he passes. Interestingly enough, so today, I think there was a declaration that the regime wants to replace Khamenei with his son. His son is, what's his name? Mushtaba. So they just talked about it, honestly. So they might be, I don't know what the plan is. I'm going to tell a story about it, about, Khamenei is old. It's time to pass the regime to Mushtaba. By the way, Mushtaba, he himself made promises to make really big reforms in Iran, to change things, to take it to a completely new direction. So there are promises like that as well. So today they started talking about, I think, yeah, whether they started talking more about the option that he would replace him, or they announced it, I'm not sure, but that's what I've heard. Anyway, everything is happening extremely fast. So that's the big question right now. Did Khamenei decide to save himself? And maybe, and then the question is like, if he's decided to save himself and get out, like maybe there is going to be some sort of transition of powers. Maybe there are going to be more cooperation. We'll see. And the other option is, of course, probably the reason why the UK went as far as to send their own, I think, what is it, the ship, the carriers and to the Middle East, because the other option is of course that the style of Tamut Nafshim Plishtim, where he takes the world with him. That's another option. Maybe that's the one that would happen. Oh, so yeah, let's see what's going on right now. So what happened? I know I saw there are a lot of videos going around with Iranians cheering about things that are going on, which is nice to see. Oh, here. Let me just go through some tweets that I saved here. You know what? It's going to be easier right now. And I kind of want to know what's happening and what's being bombed. And yeah, it's also, by the way, it's hard to hear anything in the shelter. And this is also like, my earphones are also have noise cancellation. So I don't know if I'm not hearing anything because there is nothing happening, or because there are so many layers of noise cancellation right now around me. Okay, let me. So, Trump this morning, by the way, this is. I don't know if it's interesting, but per the Atlantic, we consider, I don't want to read it actually. I don't want to know what's happening right now. Let me go through your comments a little bit, actually. How about, you know what, for just to have a little bit of a break, let me, please tell me where you're from, where you're watching from. I'm curious to hear that. What are you saying? Bangladeshi jihadists hate Israel and India from the bottom of their heart, whereas right. Yeah, I don't want to read the whole thing, but I think it makes sense. There is no sound again? Hello, should be sound. Hey, Jack, thank you. If things get too crazy over there, know that there are plenty of people who will help you out if you decide to move, including me. Stay safe, Rebecca. Well, I don't want to move anywhere, so if you guys want to help me, I'd appreciate if you help me stay, not move. All right, you can hear me. Right. What's going on? Okay. Yes sound, no sound. Okay, let me see, guys. Okay, somebody here said, Harish, Israel. Hello. Richmond, UK. You know, I stayed in Richmond for several weeks. It's really nice. Or at least it used to be really nice. I don't know how it is now. Yeah, sorry. How is it now, Sergey? India, Manish, hi. Hello. Brandon, Los Angeles. Ranko, Netherlands. Hello, Netherlands. Jarl. I guess it's Jarl. Right? It's like Jarl. Lunde, Norway. Is this how you? Is there no sound? Yes, sound, no sound. Okay, I hear you. Okay, let's go more. Okay, I'm gonna remove the screen for a little bit because I wanna see what's happening right now before I share the screen again. Kolkata, India. You know what? Oh, there is a meeting. Okay, me. Oh, there was an attack in Yemen. The target in Yemen was the Houthi chief of staff, the second highest figure in the group's commander hierarchy. Okay. Kolkata, India, Blue Flash. Hello, welcome. Mehmet Tuku, welcome, Turkey. Mehmet, right? Mehmet? How do you say it? How do you pronounce it? Anyway, I cannot know if you write to me anyways. Nidhish Kumar, Hyderabad, India. Nice. All over the world. Nail Bunny, UK. Shot, the North Field. I don't know what that is. Will any Sunni country give shelter to Shia fanatics, Rebecca? Maybe. Qatar is, isn't it Qatar, Sunna? Hello, Ukraine. Welcome. TOC in Stanislav. Okay, thank you. Have a nice. Atheist Gamer, Sweden. Are you guys? Yeah, there you go. Michael, Detroit, Portland, Deborah. Hi. France. Oh my God, all over the place. I'm from USSR. We have a time traveler, everybody. Oh. Los Angeles. I assure you. Okay, Richmond is still fabulous. That's good to hear. Okay, let me just, you know what? I'll share this screen. I'll just see what's going on as we go. Then it's so hard when things happening so fast. So let's see, go home. All right. Oh, 5 were injured from a missile in the north. So right now, Tehran was attacked, and I'd say I don't want to. That's unrelated. What do you guys think? Like Tommy, Tommy is like, I thought he would take a break for some time to just being like home and relax after he was tortured for a year or so. I don't know how long in jail, but look at him. He just went straight back to work. All right, breaking. Israeli officials say target in Yemen was Houthi military chief Mohammed al-Gamari. Outcome unclear. No idea of comment yet. Oh, live video from Cyprus showing ballistic missiles. Wow. Mm-hmm. Who is it? Person? Is it from Persian? No, it's Arabic. Break-in said our ISIS chief has abandoned him over his support for Israel and closing our borders. Then and that's important, but not for now. Israel during the past hour in parallel attacking targets in Iran, attacking targets in Yemen, defending against over 100 missiles launched from Iran. So for the last hour, you guys see what I'm dealing with? Like, there's so much information coming in. It's insane. Oh, there is a chances that Abed al-Malek. Wait, not seeing. Iranian media. It will be a crimson night for Israel. You will never forget it. Well, the Houthis. Oh my God. That's old. That's ripening. Oh, that doesn't have any sound. Okay, so I guess what they're talking about is secret. So it's like unreal. Look at that. Is it like real? You cannot hear the screen, can you? It's such an annoying bug. I don't know what to do with it. Whoa, something was blown up in Tehran, something big. What? It's insane. Oh, gasoline depots apparently. Okay, that's what that was before. Can you guys believe this is what we're going through? Like, oh, I have a story to tell you, by the way. Okay, you can hear me, but not the screen. I have a story to tell you. So I think one of my favorite moments that I had. So I don't know if you guys know, speaking of the USSR, but my parents lived through the USSR falling. And it was like, it was like being set free, honestly speaking, because it was like a huge jail. And there are so many videos right now of like Iranians cheering about and shouting that it's time to take down Khamenei and things like that. Like so much happiness. I talked to so many people who say like people are like so happy right now in Iran. And somebody came in and said, well, I'm worried about citizens that are being killed as well, like, in the store while those attacks are happening. And then I like, oh, like it happened twice to me today when somebody came when I was talking, right? There was like talking someone Iranian and non-Iranian, like somebody who's not Iranian coming in and saying, hey, but what about the citizens that suffer from the attacks? And they're like, why are you poisoning the happiness? We're so happy right now. Like we were being imprisoned. Like these people torture us. Like they, on the long run, they kill and imprison and hurt us way more. And I actually want to talk about the long run because there is a real threat in the long run, because one of the biggest problems with the regime, which I don't understand why people do not talk about. They rely on infrastructure that was made before they took over. There are a bunch of incompetent lunatics. I mean, they are surprisingly sort of competent when it comes to trying to develop weapons, but they don't care about the infrastructure. They don't care about anything. They don't care about the people. They have their visions. They're either mafia people who are corrupt or lunatics who have like this religious vision they are following. But the side effect of that is that the infrastructure is basically falling apart because nobody's maintaining it. And one of the scariest infrastructures that they're not maintaining is the waters. There were several years of drought now in Iran, and I won't be surprised if they're like I'm not even sure they're maintaining properly like the dams and everything like that. So this is one place where I try to figure out how many years do they have before they suffer the consequences. But like beyond the energy level, the water level, like when will they not have even water to drink? Like how long do they have? Because it's not just that they don't, they are like sending money to terrorist organizations and things like that, and they have war in, and they have this oppressing regime. It's a ticking time bomb because nobody's taking care of the infrastructures. And I don't know why nobody's talking about that aspect of it. Like when you have incompetent mafia people who run the country who really don't care about running it properly. Also, fun fact, speaking of which, so you know how Israel bombed some crypto mining, I think, servers that they had, if I'm not mistaken, and obviously some nuclear facilities. A lot of people's, like a lot of opposition channels, from what I've heard, started noticing that with those bombardments, suddenly there is a lot more electricity. So there were electricity outages all the time happening. But somebody was like, did you notice that ever since those sites were bombarded, there is way less outages? And somebody was like figuring out like those facilities, the nukes and the crypto mining facilities, they take a lot of energy. So what they did, they diverted the electricity to those facilities which they deem as more important than people having electricity. So the electricity went there, so the power went there, and the energy went there instead of going to the people, which is insanity. So yeah, that's where we are at. And the goal now, like the messaging now, is a lot about trying to get those people who are just mafia people from the regime, right? So no matter how you look at it, right now, those who hold the weapons, the police, the military and things, that they are regime people. So you don't want them, like you don't want, if you want to topple the government, this is one of the biggest problems. So trying to target their posts where they keep the weapons, trying to target their posts where I mean, talking about people here, the Iranian people now are trying to figure out what to do with it. So there are several strategies. So you have messages going around about sabotaging their slicks, right, where they keep the weapons and stuff. But the other thing is that, like I said, some of those people, they are just there because they get paid, or because they are just casually narcissistic, or casually, like, not necessarily because they believe in the Islamic death cult agenda that the Islamic regime is built upon, because their Islamic thinking it's a doomsday ideology, which means they really believe in dying. So those who believe that, they would go all the way, obviously. But you have, the casual psychopaths. I don't know, the casuals, those who are like, who don't care. They want to take their job, and if they have to arrest people, they will arrest them. Those are people that you can be like, you know what, the regime is falling, they're not going to pay your salary anymore, so you better change them to our side. Like, just do it, just break away. The first to break away is always the one who gets the cake. So that's the other way to go around. So it's complicated, it's not so easy. And I also want to say, give some credit to Elon Musk. Behind the scenes, there was a whole operation to set up the infrastructure so that when the time comes, the Iranian would have internet. And yesterday, they were shutting the internet down. So Elon just did it. So he, not only that, there were people who were setting up the infrastructure. When the time came, Elon turned it on, the bibs are on, and there is internet. So Starlink is working in Iran. So they have internet. So this is one of the blackouts that the regime had tried to make, but didn't work. Yeah, pragmatists, that's a good word. Wonder Freeman, that's a good word, pragmatists. Shauna, yeah, Elon saved the Iranians. Yeah, that's true, 100%. While Trump, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk shit about him. Like, Trump, you're amazing, you're great. Thank you for providing us weapons so that we can strike Iran. And American weapons are the best weapons in the world, so please keep selling them to us. And this is our fight. We are not asking boots on the ground, and we're going to pay for the weapons. But let's not like literally, like, that's the scary thing. He could be the person that saves the regime. So Trump, just, the regime is dead. Nobody likes them anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. And obviously, the Americans who don't understand they think that Iran is like Iraq, right? Like what I started with. They think that if the regime would change, it would just be a new kind of shithole. Like when Saddam Hussein went down, right? So Saddam Hussein was, he represented Ba'ath, and their agenda, like Nasser and like Assad, so their agenda was National Socialist. If it sounds familiar, it is because it's familiar. They were Nazis, but Arab Nazis. So in their mind, Arabism. So instead of being Aryans, being Arabs, you just replace it, and it's the same ideology. And then when they were brought down, it was replaced with Islamic ideology. And this is what I think a lot of Americans think. But this is what happens when Americans are like, they never do homework. They don't want to do the homework of understanding what culture is in front of them and what makes them different. And there are so many. I saw like old videos of Netanyahu trying to explain don't go to Iraq, it's a bad idea, you're not going to get anything better. But with the Iranians are different. There is way more chance of them cooperating with you. All you need to do is just project the good life America has and show them there is an alternative, and then they're going to be the ones that would resist the regime themselves. You have to trust these people. They're intelligent. They invented chess. So, but did America listen? No. And now there's so much bullshit going on online. And there is a reason why, like, Israel doesn't want to change the regime. They want the Iranians to choose what they want to do. It's the job of the Iranian people. And it's not easy. It's not something easy. But there is also no need to, keep supporting this regime and making deals with them, because guess what? Even if you have a deal with the Iranian regime, they are incompetent. So in several years, oh, hey, Mansour just answered me. Let me invite him. I'm gonna invite him now. I'm gonna invite Mansour. Okay. Okay, I told him to come. Maybe I'll come, maybe not. Where were I? Where was I? So yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was saying, yeah, like no. So even if they survive, right, unless there is like a structural change, fundamental change in the way they operate. For example, not kind of the kind of people who think it's more important to keep mining Bitcoin and developing nukes than having your people not starve to death or like not have electricity and stuff like that. That which is nice, but the biggest fear is like how far, like how much longer would can the infrastructure in Iran tolerate that kind of mismanagement? So yeah. All right, Yaril, thank you. Norwegian news and politicians parrot Hamas daily. Not surprisingly, our government also flew the Taliban to Oslo on a private jet and sent them back with the millions of dollars. Yes, we really is this retarded. Oh my god. What's up, Mansu?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Wow, how you doing? I'm sorry for the weird angles. The camera is here, and
No, it's fine.
I
How are
mean,
you, Rebecca?
oh my god, I just figured out something so important. I could change like my video to see you to here, and then the screen here, and then it would solve all my issues. Okay, I'll do that.
Hmm.
Great, how you doing? It's so nice that
I'm
you're in
good.
Israel.
Just
I don't know when we're gonna meet up the way we're going.
well, we should meet up. Definitely, we should meet up and do a video live. Side by side.
Yes.
Not only in the bomb shelters, but right now it's quite hard to find when can you leave the house and go away from the mamad.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. I think during the
Yeah.
day it was like they were like pretty clear about that you can go
Yeah.
wherever you want.
You want to see something funny?
But
I thought that they did this for the Druze flag. I was like, oh, that's so nice
wait, I
for the
want to
building
see.
colors.
Oh
Then
wow!
I was like, ah,
What
okay.
is it then? What is it?
It's the pride flag.
Oh right, I forgot.
The
It's
pride.
yeah. Do you see the that Caitlyn Jenner is here? Bruce Jenner.
I
I like their
heard
images.
that and ask her
Yeah.
questions, and I was like, "Who's Caitlyn Jenner?" I didn't know who that is. I'm such a boomer. I don't know who.
Wait. So. Oh no, where'd you go? Mansu, we lost you here.
You're in the
Do you
show.
see the question? The statement here?
Oh, I can see it now. Let's see.
What are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts.
Which question? Ah, the one that you have on the screen. You mean
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Norwegian
It's not a
news and
question. It's just
politicians parrot Hamas daily. No surprisingly, our government also flew the Taliban to Oslo to a private jet and send them back with millions. Yes, we really are retarded. Yep, 100% agree. 100% agree. You know,
you
uh,
cannot even fight with the logic. It just too
you
the
can't.
logic's too much. It's
Yeah,
like too much.
for some
Yeah,
bizarre
you're
reasons,
incredible.
for some bizarre reasons, the West. You see, you can say if you meet a Norwegian guy in a pub, and you can say the guy have no clue what he's talking about. He's taking his information from TikTok and from Telegram. Okay, he have weird ideas. You meet a college student in the US, you say, come on, of course they're gonna believe that Hitler was right and Osama bin Laden was right. These guys are idiots. But government
Mm-hmm.
official, they have the CIA, they have the espionage, agencies. They can read history. In Syria, for example, it's known that there was mass graves of hundreds of thousands of people that were killed and buried by the Syrians and by the government. So when you come and say, let Syrian immigrants come to Europe, of course you're going to have jihadists coming. Taliban, you know what's happening there. You know how they treat women. You know how they treat little girls. You know how they stone women and just kill them in the streets because she dared to report that she was raped. Stuff like that. So
Yep.
leaders should be held to a higher accountability because they know. It's not like they don't know. They have all the tools in the world to know. Not everybody is as stupid like AOC Ortiz or whatever that bartender that became a politician. Some of them have brains, or at least went through the system long enough to get their information from real news and real agencies and not just from TikTok. So paying money to the
So
Taliban, that's insane.
yeah. Oh no. Listen, I want to actually, which Iranians do support the regime? But before I answer that, I want to say, did you notice that all the Americans commentators and stuff like presented as if like there is a war between Iran and Israel? And like it's like, do you support Iran or do you support Israel? Like they don't, like they cannot fathom like that supporting Iran and supporting Israel in this specific case is actually supporting the literally the same thing. like
Wow. Seriously? No, I wasn't following American
like
news lately the last few days, to be honest. But
it's mind-boggling. They think it's like they don't understand the situation at all. And I also like so my like I said before and I forgot to finish this. Like my family like saw the USSR falling, and my dad like my mom was like, wait, are they like how come the Iranians are so happy when they see the strikes? And my dad was like, well, we saw the USSR fall. How would you have felt if all the USSR commanders would have been killed? And my mom was like, "Oh my God, I would have been so happy." And she was like, "Oh yeah, I get it now." Like happiness, like when she imagined that, like if the USSR would have fallen the same way, she was like, her face lit up, and she was like, "Oh my God, that would have been
yeah,
amazing," you know.
it's what
And
we're
it's like
seeing in
it's the
Iran
same,
now.
like it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
seeing
and
that in
people are
Iran. We're seeing
like
people happy and
happy,
rejoicing because the people who
and
kidnapped
yet,
their country and destroyed them are being, eliminated by Israel now.
yeah. And then you see all those like I don't know, like Team Pool, and I saw so many like where they talk about it, and it sounds like, what are you guys like? It's like here's the thing is like, and also I saw so many people recommend like experts to talk about it. Those so-called experts are not experts about anything, but if they learned anything, it's maybe the Arab-Israeli conflict. They know nothing about it's a completely different world when it comes to Israel and Iran. You cannot just think you can, it's the same thing. But
The
I
thing
want to
is,
answer it. So, yeah,
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 sorry.
yeah. I just wanted to answer that before and take it off, which is which Iranians do support the regime. So the Iranians that support the regime are mostly religious zealots. So there are areas, and okay, so at the in 1979 revolution, those were the peasants. A lot of peasants were very religious, and for them, for example, like women rights was something that triggered them.
Ah,
So you have to understand, like when you go from a mindset where your wife is your property and you can do whatever you want, to somebody saying that your property is free to go, a lot of men would not be happy with that idea. So there is a lot to, like, listen, if somebody suddenly says that something that you thought is like, yeah, and then listen, there isn't a lot of things you can have, and it's more fun for men to own other than women, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll keep it at woman because I literally don't want to go to the other options. Um,
Little girls.
I mean, I told you I don't want them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Little girls, little boys.
No, it's a very comfortable way of life for perverts and pedophile and
Yeah,
criminals.
exactly. Of course, they would refuse, especially if that's what they're used to. But it's more than that. Imagine like you can have somebody who is pretty, not necessarily because she wants to be with you or anything like that, right? So there are so many
Yeah, there's
things
so
that
many
are taken
benefits.
away
Yeah,
from you if you, yeah. So the peasants and
you can
stuff
be
like, and they're
an
and
old, ugly goat face with
yeah,
no teeth, and you can have the most beautiful 17 years old girl, and she have no say in it. And you can then, when her beauty
exactly,
starts to fade, go and grab another beautiful young girl. So it's a very comfortable
yeah,
life for these men, and obviously they don't want to give
mm-hmm,
it up. Also, you can be racist as much as you want. You can call black people
yeah,
abid. You can hate anyone that is not like you. You have like free roam to behave like a pervert pedophile criminal, and
then
nobody's gonna
there's
hold
my
you
other
back.
so this is like 10% of them, and then there's my favorite 90%, where those are the people who in their real life it doesn't apply, because listen, like having that kind of power imbalance, right? Yes, it's allowed, right? But it's still very like women have legs and stuff, right? They're gonna try to resist as much as they can. So the other 90, like this, so the vast majority is just their fantasies. They want to have the fantasy alive, not even that it really something that happens, but they want to feel like they could if they wanted to, which is
Yeah.
incredible. It's like,
No, you got it. You nailed it. You nailed it. That's a big part. A lot of the
so
reasons
yeah,
that people hold to this religion is not only religious zealous, it's also financial. Like if you look at Syria, for example, all these jihadists that are coming to Syria. Syria is the Mad Max of the
yeah,
Arab world. It's a great place for people who don't want to have a real job. They don't want to be an accountant, lawyers, pay mortgage, pay taxes. What they want to do is they can go with their cars and their French shababs from village to village, kill the man, take the woman as sex slaves, take all the money, plunder everything, enjoy, execute, and move next. And that's how they live. That's how they make their money. That's how they bring their loot. And it's a very, very ancient kind of pre-Islam to
yeah.
Islam, early Islam ways. That's how they used to live. A lot of these Arab warlords, and that's how
And
they
I want
see
to
it.
say
So
another thing, like, because I talked before how the Persians had like a history of resisting Islam. I want to
mhm.
say that head covering and some of those elements predate Islam. So a lot of times, like, so Zoroastrianism also has a lot of elements of head covering, and it's
Mhm.
relatively like. But if you go to if you go back to the Sumerian kingdom and things like that, and you read the rules that they had, you can see that indeed, like children and women, like they were a lot closer to property than
Yeah.
what is. And so I want to say, like I talked about before, that there is like some sort of a spectrum and fusion between Islam and Persian culture, but it's also important to say that some of the resistance was also because like this is what was used to, like this is what they understood to be right, even before Islam in some cases.
hmm Well, back in the ancient history, there was many places in the world that there was slavery, and there was, no women's right, no children's right. It wasn't something new, but Islam kind of took it to an Olympic level, in some aspects. And not the problem is not that Islam did it back then, because many did it back then. Even Judaism had some rules that were not so fair for women compared to men in the early time of Judaism, etc. So it's nothing new. But the problem is that most religions advanced and moved forward and started, working more and making equal rights, etc. While Islam is actually, in some aspects, many places, not all, but many parts of Islam is moving backwards instead of moving forward. And that is one of the main problems. But speaking of Iran, do you have friends from Iran that you get to talk to right now? Do you hear what's happening there, or is it too
Yes,
afraid?
yeah. I got to hear some things that are happening there. Um, First they were shocked. Can you hear me? For some reason,
Yeah,
I
I hear
cannot
you. I hear you very
hear.
well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so there were a lot of like background sounds that stopped, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So first the reaction was shock, right? At first they were shocked. They were like, they didn't know how to react, and then like when they realized what's happening and the kind of targets that Israel chose and the kind of like operations like that. So what is very, I feel like the sentiment is one of the biggest fears is when the attack would happen, what's going to be attacked, like how would it look like what would be targeted. And when
Yeah.
Israel did this crazy operation that many say that like it's more impressive than the Beeper operation, which I think probably is, like flying those drones from inside Iran, making like those precision strikes and assassinations. when they started figuring out what's happening, they were like, the excitement is
Really?
unreal. Like people are yes,
Do
celebrating
you think they're gonna start running to the streets and maybe reclaiming back their country, or are we overestimating the resilience and resistance level of the people there?
So what they did is that they spread, like the Islamic regime spread all their forces all over Iran. So there are checkpoints everywhere, like the police and military and all their suppression forces are spread everywhere. And so but I think the Iranians are, I think there are also like some operatives on the ground, and they're kind of waiting for. So I think the from what I've heard, there was some sort of a message that was sent that it's too early right now. Wait a little bit, and but be prepared, kind of
I understand that
situation.
because you don't want to burn your bridges, you don't want to burn your assets, because once you do that, you're being sent back big time.
Yeah,
Like the coup in Turkey happened a bit too early, I guess, and now
yeah,
who knows when the next time that they can try to actually make Turkey
yeah,
less radical. So the same thing is there. If they go now and they go ahead of time, and then Israel stops bombing, the West stops bombing, and everything, okay, we took the nuclear facilities out, that's it, we're done, and you leave the regime intact as it is, then all these people just reveal themselves and then become targets. They get kidnapped, imprisoned, executed, and then forget about it. It's going to be much harder next time to do a revolution. So maybe they're waiting for a more
so
clear sign.
I think even the regime is starting to understand that some changes. Why do I hear myself twice? Okay, so the regime is also starting to understand like some changes are inevitable. Because I think they just started talking about like giving the title of the supreme leader to the Ayatollah's son, like Khamenei's son, Mustafa. And by the way, he had promised before, like that he would make drastic reforms in Iran, like but now they really started talking about like changing some aspects in the government and things like that, even inside of the regime. So I think even they are in a sense like fear, and there are rumors that they're all fleeing, right? That
Yeah.
like a lot of the
I
so
actually
it
heard
might be
rumors
that
that
this.
I've
Yeah,
heard rumor that there's Syrian forces right now going to the border with Iran, Jolani's forces, because there is rumors that Iranian soldiers are planning on marching and attacking Israel, and they want to go and stop them. Like, ooh. First of all, I mean, wow, they want to drive here with pickup trucks and come to attack Israel. That would be great for Israel. Just one chance,
I
one
mean that's.
helicopter. Yeah, one helicopter and a few Merkavot will just go and wipe them out. That would be great for everyone. Let them
Do
come.
you think that maybe they just made up an excuse to go and have some fun?
Probably have fun. No, but they're not gonna have fun in Syria. Syrians hate them. Syrians hate the Iranians. They saw.
Exactly. That's I'm saying. Like the Syrians want to avenge. It's a
Want
revenge
revenge?
thing.
Maybe,
I
maybe
think
that
so.
could be.
Like maybe they
That
just
that's
ran those rumors so that, listen, the Iraqis said like they have some grudges.
that's a good point. That's a
You
good
know
point.
this
Actually,
area. People don't let things go. They want to have their revenge a lot of
yeah,
times.
that's a good
So
point.
that's gotta be.
We might be seeing interesting times where they're going to be invaded by Syrian militias right now who want a revenge for all that they've done. Because if there's one Arab nation that they blame, Arab, Muslim nation that they blame is Iran.
Yeah,
Yeah. Iran
of
was
course.
really was supporting Assad when he was completely failing. They were like supporting him, and they were using Hezbollah as a force to oppress the Syrian people as well. And the Syrians have not forgotten. That's true. That's true.
And listen, we don't even know what's going on in Iraq. In
Yeah.
Iraq, it's way worse. They've been bombing them.
Both have been bombing each other for a very long time. Yeah,
So,
depends who's
and the
in power.
thing is, like, no, do you know what's going on in Iraq? Like the situation there is like.
No. or something special, or
I mean, I've heard stories from Iraqis before, right? They were all brutal. So, but I didn't check on them recently. But I just like, I'm guessing
no, I
that
know.
they're all,
I just know that
that
during
it might
Saddam
be even
Hussein's
worse than
time.
Syria.
Yeah, could be. I know that during Saddam Hussein's time, the Iraqis were torturing the Iranians, and then the Iranians torturing the Iraqis, and and another day in the Middle East where Arabs are killing Arabs, but the world doesn't care because no Jews, no news, kind of. So that's as far as I know right now. I mean, I haven't went too deep into what's happening right now, but
Okay, let's be honest. Like when Muslims kill Muslims, it's like it's a cultural quarrel. Like what else would they do? Like work, go to high tech. Like what's the
yeah,
other
what else?
option?
Build a
Like what
university.
do you
Yeah,
want?
build a
Yeah,
water
like
park.
what do you want from them? Like what else? It's like Arabs. They're like
Yeah.
what? Be farmers? Like what?
Be peaceful,
Like what do you
speak with,
expect them to do?
tweet,
Like
treat
literally,
children kindly, help kids get education, help girls go to school. I
I
mean,
don't
what else
know.
are they gonna do? Of course, they're gonna kill each other
Oh,
and
it's
enslave
not.
each other and take sex slaves. Yeah.
Duh. Duh. Like that's the thing. It's like, this is the thing that like you don't like you need this culture is like I'm gonna work. Huh?
Yeah.
But
What, do you
they
want
should
me to be
work
disciplined?
and I
Yeah.
should like yeah, and I should get their loot. Just
I should smoke a shisha and a regila on the street while everybody works for me. That's a
exactly.
very, very
Listen, what
common
kind of
mentality.
mentality you would have like just chewing gut all day, having so much gut feels while like you have millions of children who starve in your country.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that Israel attacked in Iran, in Yemen now, targeted the head of the
Yeah.
military
Speaking
staff.
of which, yeah,
So I wonder
insanity.
what's
Okay,
happening
so
there.
tell us what's up with you. Did you check out? So you're in Tel Aviv. Did you get to see the impacts?
I've heard them. I felt like the shock wave because I was in the bomb shelter. I was a responsible adult. I ran to a bomb shelter and I didn't go to watch,
Somebody is like,
firecrackers.
did someone laugh when you said you're a responsible adult?
Yeah, Batya here. It's over there. Batya
Hey.
is art, and she laughed on my joke. So I'm staying at my friends here, Batya and Andy, and I just came back from. I came for Fauda, for shooting of Fauda, because I had to take a role acting in Fauda in the new season coming. And then my
Yeah,
plan
that is
was to
so
meet.
exciting.
Yeah, exactly. My plan was to meet with you and other people in Israel that I wanted to interview and have a podcast with. And then the war started. So we're stuck, kind of.
You're not
And since
you're
then,
not stuck.
no, not stuck. I
Oh
mean,
wow!
but
Oh
like
my
the
God!
plan.
This is something I wanted to start the live with, and I forgot. So this is something that made left me so hard. I saw on the news they're saying, okay, so Israel is thinking about getting like rescue flights, right? So like to, and I said like Israel is the only country in the world where I think they think it's normal to call rescue operations when you fly people from a safe zone without war to a war zone.
Yes.
To rescue, you bring
That
people
is true.
who are like in a peaceful area
Yeah.
to come fight or to come to like
That is
to
true.
fly them to a war zone. That's the rescue mission. I'm dying. Like this insanity of like this culture here.
That
It's
is
like
so true. Okay, we need to rescue all the safe Jews that are staying right now in Switzerland and in Denmark and bring them
exactly,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, and the funny
Where
part is that
where we
these
are bit.
Jews who are there, these Israelis who are there, will say like, "Help us! We want to get back, because we want to protect our people, we want to be with
Yeah,
our
yeah.
people."
You have to rescue us from this pastoral, peaceful place we're at, and send us to a war zone.
Yeah. Someone is
It's so
saying that I
funny.
saw a plane today, and it's true, wonder free. I made a live today, and during the live, I saw maybe two airplanes, even, or one maybe after. So I've been
Yeah,
seeing planes landing, and I guess these are these rescue airplanes once in a while because we're almost as high as the airplanes here, so the 40th floor. So you see them
mm,
sometimes just kind of flying outside your window, and we've seen several of them just going and landing. Not too many, but we've seen. Actually, I've heard a plane now during the podcast. So I guess they are doing that.
yeah.
The question is, how am I gonna get back to Germany to my kid? He's finishing the kindergarten, and he
Oh
have a
yeah,
big
that's important.
celebration. We have a big celebration of finishing the kindergarten ceremony, and I really have to be there. It's like a big thing. We're gonna camp
Yeah,
in the forest, sleep outside. We're gonna hike. So
yeah. Well, when is it?
on the 26th, I need to camp with him in the forest. On the 27th, they
Oh,
have like this gate that they walk through, and they hike for like 500 meters alone in the woods with a backpack. And then he comes to his parents, and he goes through this gate of saying goodbye to the kindergarten and hello to the next step in life. Something very kind of spiritual, very beautiful. And yep, I don't want to miss that.
well, I think so. It's gonna be a week at least. I think, but
Hmm.
I think the 26th is like 2 weeks from now, so there is a chance, right? No, no.
Yeah, well, I hope Israel can completely obliterate this Islamic Republic of Iran and all their goons. What a
Yep,
badass move, bad Tusik move that we have the Mossad there running with drones and just hunting down launchers in the middle
it's
of Tehran
insanity.
and the desert around there. That's insane. That's such an epic thing. Yeah.
What? So what else? I see that they killed somebody in Tamra. They hit Tamra.
Hmm.
Are they like? Are they like? I don't to like make like random targets or like, but they want to cover everything. So they're like, okay, so yesterday was Tel Aviv. Now we're gonna hit like the north. So it's like I wonder if it's like they want to feel make it feel like nobody's safe. I guess people are like, okay, we're not in Tel Aviv, so it's fine. No, no,
Well,
no.
they love
I
they
don't
love
know. What's the
theoreticals.
plan?
They love theater. The Iranians have been from the beginning. They love to make a show out of everything, but they also have different arsenal. They had like the normal rockets missiles that they launched that have a 2 kilometers radius. So it's just 500 to 1,000 kilogram of explosive, and just shoot it and hope it hits somewhere around civilian
Mm,
populated areas. But then they had the Hyper rockets, which have about 20 meters precision. And that's the one that they
right.
launched now towards Haifa, which we all can kind of assume why they aimed there
Yeah, yeah,
because,
yeah.
and these are precise, missiles that they have.
Hmm.
I'm unaware if they managed to hit any crucial targets. I know that because we all ran
I
down
mean,
now.
if they wait, did they move it from Haifa?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they shot a lot at
Because I
Haifa right
mean,
now.
if they hit that thing in Haifa, we would have all known.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all known by now.
Because I go, we would
Yeah,
have
no,
known.
it's not a secret. I mean, everybody's been trying to shoot there. Hezbollah has
Yeah,
been
it's
trying to shoot there. Everybody for a long time.
well.
So
I mean, when it exploded in Beirut, it was very impressive. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, big time,
anyway,
big time.
uh, all right. What's up? Any news? Anything
That's it.
interesting?
That's it. I think we need to get ready for a night of being awoken a few times, like last time.
You think so?
Yeah, last night we
Again?
woke up like 3 times. Yeah, so I think they're gonna wake us
Yeah,
up
but
maybe.
didn't they run out of like the mashagrim, the
The
launchers?
launchers, yeah, I really hope the
Yeah.
launchers is what we want to target. It's easier to get the launchers than to get the rockets. So if we manage to get a lot of launchers, that's great because
Oh,
they have
yep.
an arsenal of like tens of thousands of rocket. So
Yeah.
we need to get
Somebody
these launchers.
asks if it's ammonia. Yeah, ammonia. Yeah, yeah. We need to make everything go. Wait, I wanna see.
Talk about my emergency supplies. So
Uh,
people are asking here about my emergency supplies. Maybe if you don't mind, I want to say a word about that.
yes,
It's
please.
don't take your safety for granted, guys. I mean, it's great that you have countries and governments protecting you, but you need to be able to take at least basic precautions for your own safety, for the safety of your family. And I always say, you don't need to start to become prepper from 0 to 100 in one day. You're just gonna panic. There's gonna be so many things that you say, oh my god, I'm not ready for that, for this, I can't break the gate of the garage to get my car out. I don't have the working tools, I don't have a crowbar, I don't have this. Don't go crazy, but at least see, what do I need in case everything goes down, so I can survive for 48 hours. Because in the first 48 hours, that's when you
Mm.
want to be able to make very clear, very calculated, very strategic decisions. If, let's say, the power grid goes down, there's a whole war out there, and there's chaos everywhere, you as an individual or as a family member want to be able to make the right choices for the first hours, for the first 7 hours, for the first 12 hours, 24, 48 hours, because that can drastically improve your chance, you and your household, of surviving. Now, you don't want to worry in these crucial hours where you need to be sharp, because everything's going to be different. Every time is going to be a different scenario. So you can't tell you do this exactly, but you want to be ready and prepared. So you don't want to worry about clothing. If it's cold, if it's hot, do you have long clothes, short clothes? You don't want to worry about shoes or flip flops. You don't want to worry about water and food. You don't want to worry about, oh man, I wish I had a lighter, or I wish I had a flashlight. I wish I had a
Mm.
rope, or first aid kit. I wish I had enough food. I'm hungry. We're thirsty. I have a shovel, stuff like that, basic stuff. So, whatever you think that you might need to have that is easy to get and can easily make a difference in that moment, and will keep you focused on what you need to do. Oh, I wish I would have filled the gas tank of my car. So today we drove
Mm-hmm.
and we filled the gas tank of the car, and we got a gazia. So in case electricity goes off, we can still cook food and eat something that is healthy and cooked. So you don't want to worry about these things. I'm not saying go and become 100% prepper and start building a nuclear bunker. You're not going to be able to do that in one day, but at least to have a go bag that is by your
Honestly
door.
speaking,
Hmm.
if we get hit by nukes, I want to be gone.
You want to perish, yeah.
Oh
Nah, I
yes.
don't. I want to stay. I
I
got a
don't want
kid.
to
I
be
want to go back to.
the only one left. Well,
I would
maybe.
love,
Yeah,
the
you have it.
crumbling, or how do you call this? I Am Legend.
You,
Just me and a
okay.
dog.
Oh my
Me and a
God,
dog and
we
a
are very
shotgun.
two different type of crazy.
No, I hope not be the
Though I
only one
have to
left.
say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wind up radio. So exactly, wind up radio is cool. I even said today to my friend, because they live in nearby buildings, and they're very good friends, and they always want to help one another in case of an emergency. But they were talking, what happened if electricity and internet goes down, and I said that's a good chance to buy yourself a radio for next time. Just have a radio charged in your house and in the other house, and in a worst case scenario, that could be a big thing. Radios, also maps, by the way. Download maps to your phones that are not dependent on online. I always say hard copy is better. So if you have family or relatives living in different places where you know that you might want to go to them. We got so used to driving with GPS. We got so used to
Mm.
driving with Waze that people forgot how to navigate. They even forgot how a real map looks like. So I recommend, get some maps with mark the locations that okay, that's where my uncle lives. He have a farm. They have goats and cheese and trees with apples. So I don't know what, they have a backyard where we can just kind of all camp there and weather the storm, because it's not a strategic place next to a military base or an airport, or a port. So just these basic stuff also. I mean, these stuff you can do instead of watching Netflix in the free time right now, and best scenario, you're not gonna use them. Great. now, but at least you have them and you thought
I
about
like
it.
that.
Worst case scenario, they can definitely be a big, big difference between having a very miserable apocalypse experience to at least have a better head start, of what's happening. Again, first 48 hours. Planning more than that, you need to have much more elements to play inside to take role. But the first 48 hours, that's when you want to be calm and calculated and be able to think and
Hmm.
make the right decisions. Hey, we need to get down to Eilat. It's not safe here. Or we need to get out of Jerusalem. Or, we need to just, this is what's happening. You need to be able to take the right decisions. Even in the smaller, we need to avoid this neighborhood and this neighborhood as we're going out. You want to have some kind of escape plan, and you don't want to worry about food, water, health, and stuff like that. Or where my kids are, or do I have enough place for my family? You know, you want to be focused.
I have an unrelated question.
Yeah.
So when you walk
I
around
was asking about
Haifa at
insulin.
night,
So, I was talking to my friends today. That was the first question that I asked them, if they have any medical problems, like do they need insulin or stuff.
hmm,
'Cause then you need to get insulin, you need to get, a cooler to keep it. If that's the case, I would just pinpoint on a map different pharmacies and different locations that I can go and get it from there. We're talking about an apocalypse right now. So we're talking, you're probably not going to have services and people, Walt delivery guy bringing you insulin. So you might actually have to go and ask nicely from a pharmacy, or even break through somewhere and get the medical supplies that you need. So that would definitely be something that you'll have to map out.
yeah, interesting. Also, like get to know the animals and food in the area. I like
Yeah.
wondering, like if you go at Haifa at night, you meet hyenas. If you walk in Tel Aviv at night, you meet jackals, right? Like tanim.
Yeah.
If you walk around here at night, you see foxes. What's up with that? Do they have like agreed upon territories, or is just my weird luck?
They have established kind of, neighbor. This is my
Yes,
territory, my turf.
yes, like
Don't come to my area. Yeah, well, of course they
well,
have places
I
that they
guess
feel
like
uncomfortable, but yeah. What's funny?
mm,
They say that modern day cities are 1 week away from starvation. There was quite a lot of research
really,
that was made on that. Yeah, modern day cities are 1 week away from starvation because the economy had became so, fast and so good and efficient that supermarkets don't hoard food anymore. They have very
yeah,
efficient, food chain. Things come in, go out, come in, go out very fast. And people don't know how to hunt. People don't have farms. People don't grow food in their backyards or in their gardens. Maybe some grow some cherry tomatoes on their balconies, but nothing more than that. So when things start going bad, in 1 week, people will start getting very hungry in cities, very hungry. And when people start getting very hungry, people start acting very differently. So it's good to have some kind of a plan A, B, 24 hours, 48 hours. Where do I want to
but
go and
but do
take
you
my
think
family?
it's true here? I feel like there are farms and like places to grow things everywhere. Like
Everywhere? I don't know about everywhere. I mean, there is farmlands in Israel, but it's not everywhere. It's outside the cities usually, and in
yeah, but
locations
not
that
that far outside, like walking distance.
depends where you
Small
live.
country.
Walking distance. Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, I walk all of the
Well, you
country,
can
so
you can walk from Netanya to Tel Aviv easy. It's not that
that's true.
far.
But imagine now you're a farmer and you're living somewhere between Netanya and Tel Aviv, and now you have 50,000
There are
people
plenty of
walking to
farms,
you.
but there there are a lot of farms between Netanya and Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying is you're gonna start having a lot of people walking there hungry, coming to take food from you. I mean, not everybody's gonna ask nicely. Not everybody's gonna come nicely. Hey, can we have
I mean,
kumbaya and join you?
I think first people would just bring things that they have out to the street. Listen, we're Jews. We already have this experience on how you manage hunger. Everybody learned those stories, how you survive like how you make food last longer in the ghetto.
Undoubtedly in Israel, people care more about each other. That's for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's still human nature. I mean, look what happened in the U.S. Even a little bit Corona, and everybody goes looting and burning.
But the
You always
US,
have
but
bad
the
people.
okay, because they're crazy.
Yeah, but you have bad people and crazy people everywhere. Also in Israel, you have bad people and crazy people that will take advantage of the situation.
Okay, I'll
And
shoot them first.
you'll hope that the good people will shoot the bad people first. But
I
sometimes,
yeah.
but that's why the good people need to be prepared. That's the point. Lentils is good.
Nah, yeah. Mentals, yeah.
Manna from heaven.
I think also I think in Israel, like honestly speaking, like I was wondering like if it how hard it would be to stop water supplies. Because that's scary. Water.
Yeah. In the summer, that's super scary. Yeah.
In the summer, it's gonna last an hour.
One of the reasons that Israel, by the way, took over the Syrian Golan Heights area, because that's a source of water area as well. They have quite a lot of water there compared to the rest of Israel. So you want to secure that area that no one can stop the water supplies. Countries went to war for water. People don't play with water in the Middle East, in the desert. So it's a big thing. But yeah, that's one of the things also.
Mm.
Like now, for example, in the war with Iran, gather a lot of water also. I mean, we filled a lot of water cans and a bathtub of water just in case. You need it later on for whatever reasons, and the water in the building starts, not
Yep.
working. That's definitely something to have. You can never have too much water in the desert.
That's deep. Yeah, that's the doomsday scenarios we're running right now. But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be okay. The regime will change, and we're gonna have a friendly regime, and Israel and Iran would become like would have this. We're finally gonna have enough like ground to manufacture properly, and then we're gonna like we have an alliance, and then we're gonna take over the world.
Rebecca, I like you. Very, very, very. You have a very detailed, kind of roadmap to politics. We're gonna be friends with Iran, and we're gonna
Yeah.
have lots of place to make business, and then we take over the world. Let's
Exactly.
start by making the Middle East great again. That's what we need to start having hats and shirts. Make the
No,
Middle
we
East
just
great
listen. We
again.
we have the east. We have the eastern part and western like part. Like I know, like we have
Mhm.
Egypt more and things like they're in desert, so it's not too hard. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we the Iranians and the Israelis like we meet in the middle. We shake hands. We clear the new
Mhm.
Middle East,
Yeah. No, we should
and then
start
then
having
after that we
T-shirts.
clear.
No, we need to have T-shirts of "Make the Middle East Great Again" and stop the goat funkers. All these goat funkers can have like
Get rid of the
I,
goat
I'm using I'm
funkers.
using politically correct words. I'm saying funkers. Okay, so stop the goat funkers. Make the
Funkers.
Middle East great again. Yeah, yeah. That should become viral. Should go all over the Middle East. All the people want to have a better Middle East. Get rid of the goat funkers, and make the Middle East great
Exactly.
again,
Exactly.
where we don't have borders and we can live peacefully and have
No, we
economy
should
and
still have borders.
okay, have borders like in Europe one day.
Yeah.
MEGE, make Middle East great. Yeah, we should have borders like in Europe, where you have each country. That's great, but still we can have free trade and travel to each other. That's beautiful. When I first time visited Europe and I experienced that, I was shocked. My friends told me like, okay, we're in Belgium now. I said, no, we're not. I said, yes, we are. We just crossed the border. I said, no, we didn't. I said, oh, now we're in Holland. I said, come on, man. We didn't cross two borders in like 1 hour. No one stopped us. Says, welcome to Europe. And I was like, wow, that's just beautiful. So imagine the Middle East like that one day. How great, how crazy that is.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, now I got hungry. This talk got me hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's fun seeing you. I hope we can it's gonna be like let's meet up.
Yeah,
Now that
let's
you're
meet up.
stuck here, it gives us
Now that
like
I'm
a
stuck
wiggle
here,
room.
let's meet up
Yeah,
definitely. Let's
100%.
go to the beach and film Tel Avivians with speedos running in the beach.
Yes. Amazing.
Let's
Maybe
do
we're
that.
gonna catch Caitlyn Jenner as well.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to see her with a
See her
speedo. I
around.
actually don't even know who that
I mean,
is.
what? Wait. I
I need
mean,
to
she's
Google
stuck here
that
too, I
person.
guess. But Javier Milei, is he stuck here? Is he here? Did he leave
The
before?
Argentinian guy. Oh, he's an awesome dude.
The Argentinian dude, just the president. But yeah,
You know that I was supposed to go to his
I
impeachment?
think he was in. I think he knew that it's coming. I think it was part of the deception part, where it's like they even have Javier Milei visiting. Come on, they're
You
not
want to hear a
gonna.
crazy story? I was invited to do
Mm.
a tour in Beirut with exclusive group of Javier and his group. And yeah, and you know what I
I
did? I wanted
what?
to
And
cry.
didn't tell me.
And what I did is I promised my kid that I will teach him how to snorkel and dive. And I sat with myself and I said, am I gonna do the right decision? Which is obviously go and see Javier. Or am I gonna do the responsible father, kind of ethical
Yeah.
decision, which is stay with my kid and teach him how to dive? And I stayed with my kid and
All
I
right.
taught him how to dive. And while he was diving and looking for turtles and seashells, I was like, Javier, I should have been with Javier in Beirut right now.
No, you
No,
should
but
have been a good friend and tell me about it so that I would
yes,
go
I should
instead.
have. So
Like,
you would have
how
gone
about
instead
I
of me.
send my friend? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just
What?
crying when I was there. I should have been with Javier. No, actually, I was happy. It was such a magical
Javier.
moment with Rafi that I would never give it away.
Wait, how long?
That
How long ago was it that? It was not now. Was
that
it
was my
now?
last time here. Last time when I was here, like maybe 3 months
Oh,
ago.
okay, not now.
No,
Okay,
not now, not now.
but you should have still told me. But now
Definitely.
is it still here? I don't get it. Like I'm
I don't know.
so.
I don't know. All right.
All right. See you. Thank you, everybody that are here. I think at some point we forgot there is an audience, but no worries.
That's the best conversations. That's the best
I
conversations. But
know,
let's do
right?
this again. Anytime you want, I'm more than happy to come and talk about zombie apocalypse with you.
Awesome, amazing. All right,
Yeah,
bye,
man. Bye.
everybody.